Welcome to the Henry Kitchen. Today, presented to you in my Sanji cosplay, is how to make drunken chicken. To start off with this recipe, we're going to break it down into 3 different parts. There's the roux, the chicken, and then the spice mix. So to start off with the spices, we're going to need 2 spoons, a teaspoon and a tablespoon. First things first, there's our onion powder. You're going to want 2 tablespoons of this. So it's going to be the biggest ingredient, so you're going to use tablespoons, and you got 2 of them. Next up is our thyme. You're going to want 1 tablespoon of thyme. After that, we move on to the pepper. So I only have black pepper right now, so I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of it. However, if you have white if you have white pepper, then you'll do 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon white pepper. Then we've got our cayenne. This is going to choose the heat of your dish. So for this recipe, normally I would do 2 teaspoons of this. However, for people that have less of a spicy palate, you can even go to half a teaspoon for this, or just 1 teaspoon. Again, it's up to you. If you want something really spicy, just keep dumping this in. Then there's the paprika. This is going to be 1 teaspoon for our paprika. Then to finish it off, you can either use light brown sugar, or you could use molasses. We're going to want 1 tablespoon either way. I just use brown sugar because it's more universal for the stuff that I make, usually with baking. So since I have more access to this, I didn't buy molasses, and I think it tastes pretty good with the brown sugar. Lastly, these 2 are optional. I also have garlic salt and onion powder here. I just use about a teaspoon of each. These aren't part of the original recipe, but I do think that these really spice up your dish. So this part's really easy. You just take chicken breast, boneless chicken breast preferably, and just cut them up into bite-sized pieces. This is the easiest step, so just something that'll fit in your mouth, really nice, easy, whatever size you want them. I normally just do bite size. You can make them bigger if you want something more to chew on once we get to the actual dish. Alright, so for the roux, we're going to need 3/4 a cup of vegetable oil and 3/4 a cup of flour. I already have them portioned out right here for myself. So you're going to mix them over medium heat, and you're going to let them sit and stir it every once in a while until it gets roughly the color of peanut butter, like a dark brown peanut butter. If it starts to look thicker than that, stir it some more. If it's really thick and it's the brown peanut butter color, then move on to the next step. Also, if it starts to burn, then go ahead and move on to the next step as well. So we'll just go ahead and put these right in. Alright, so now we've got this right around the color brown that we want it. It's got decent thickness in it. There's still some soupiness to it, but that's fine. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add some beer to it. I would say usually about 12 ounces will do for our recipe. So a normal can of beer or a bottle will do. For using a can, I actually cut a slit over here. That way it helps smooth the pour when we're adding in the beer. Just as a heads up, this can start spitting when you do this part. So just as a heads up, don't have exposed skin, while doing this part. So here we go. All right, that was a nice smooth pour for us. So now it's going to foam up a bit. That's good. We'll go ahead and mix it together a little bit. As I said, watch out, this part can spit at you, so just keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and leave that for just a moment while it kind of settles in. Next, we're going to add our tomato sauce. Right here I have about 28 ounces of it for us, so we'll go ahead and just add that. There we go. And as we're adding that, we're also going to sprinkle in some of our spices here that we mixed earlier. So we'll go ahead and do a little there. We'll stir it up and we'll pretty much keep going like that. As another bonus, if you want to do it, I add a little can of tomato paste to mine. That way it just thickens it up, gives us a little bit extra to work with. So I cut the can of the tomato paste, so that we just put it right in, and we take out the little metal top at the end. So you just cut both parts of the can and then just push it right on through. Yeah, so as we're mixing it, you can just sprinkle in more of the spices here. Alright, so now that we've got this nice and mixed here, our pretty much last step here is going to be pretty easy. Take that chicken that we cut earlier and just add it right in. So there we go. So now we just mix the chicken in. Then once it's all mixed for you, go ahead and put it on, or keep it on medium heat for you, and let it go ahead and just cook for about an hour. That way the chicken will be nice and done in there. You won't have to worry about it being raw or anything, and it'll all infuse together nicely. Alright, so now that we've left this to be on the medium heat for an hour, it should be all good. As long as you stirred it every so often, then it should be ready to serve. So we just take it, put it over rice, and then you have some delicious drunken chicken for yourself. I'm gonna just take a few heaping spoonfuls here for you, and there you are. Cheers.